Numbers chapter 30. And Moses told the children of Israel, according to all that God as noun and verb commanded Moses. And there's the recommendation to read the Haftarah, being 1 Kings 18:46 to 19:21. And then we start section 42 of Tanakh, which is Mathut, which is a word that means with the quality of hunger, a character like a mountain, a row, a range. And that would be verse 2 to 17. And Moses spake unto the heads of the tribes of the children of Israel, saying, This is the thing which God as noun and verb hath commanded. If a man vow a vow unto God as noun and verb, or swear an oath to bind his soul with a bond, he shall not break his word, he shall do according to all that proceedeth out of his mouth. If a woman also vow a vow unto God as noun and verb, and bind herself by a bond, being in her father's house in her youth, and her father hear her vow, and her bond wherewith she hath bound her soul, and her father shall hold his peace at her, then all her vows shall stand, and every bond wherewith she hath bound her soul shall stand. But if her father disallow her in the day that he heareth not any of her vows, or if her bonds wherewith she hath bound her soul shall stand, and God as noun and verb shall forgive her, because her father disallowed her. And if she had at all an husband, when she vowed, or uttered aught out of her lips, wherewith she bound her soul, and her husband heard it, and held his peace at her, in the day that he heard it, then her vows shall stand, and her bonds wherewith she bound her soul shall stand. But if her husband disallowed her on the day that he heard it, then he shall make her vow which she vowed, and that which she uttered with her lips, wherewith she bound her soul, of none effect, and God as noun and verb shall forgive her. But every vow of a widow, and of her that is divorced, wherewith they have bound their souls, shall stand against her. And if she vowed in her husband's house, or bound her soul with a bond, with an oath, and her husband heard it, and held his peace at her, and disallowed her not, then all her vows shall stand, and every bond wherewith she bound her soul shall stand. But if her husband hath utterly made them void on the day he heard them, then whatsoever proceed out of her lips concerning her vows, or concerning the bond of her soul, shall not stand. Her husband hath made them void, and God as noun and verb shall forgive her. Every vow and every binding oath to afflict the soul, her husband may establish it, or her husband may make it void. But if her husband altogether hold his peace at her from day to day, then he establisheth all her vows, or all her bonds, which are upon her. He confirmeth them, because he held his peace at her in the day that he heard them. But if he shall anyways make them void after that he hath heard them, then he shall bear her iniquity. These are the statutes which God as noun and verb commanded Moses between a man and his wife, between the father and his daughter, being yet in her youth, in her father's house. And if family makes us or do something or not do something, obviously the blame would lie on them. But when a person's married, obviously one of the things is that it's a partnership. You really should consult the other first when it comes to these serious things. Liamer Masha al Bani Yashral Yakul Asher Tzwa Yahweh at Masha. Widber Masha al Rashi Hemthut Lebni Yashral Lamer Zah Hedber Asher Tzwa Yahweh Aish Ki Yader Nader Lehwa Au Heshba Shib'ah Lasser Aser Al Nipshu La Yitchel Debru Kekel Hitza Mapu Yasha Washa Ki Tadur Nadur Lihwa Wasra Asr Bambit Abiyah Ben Arya Wish Ma Abiyah At Nadrah Wasrah Asher Asra Al Nabsha Wah Chrish La Abiyah Wakmu Kul Nadriyah Wakul Asr Asher Asra Al Nabsha Wam Hanya Abia Atta Biyum Shem'au Kul Nadriyah Wasrih Asher Asra Al Nabsha La Yakum Wihwa Yaslich La Ki Hanya Abiyah Atta Wam Hu Tahya Leish Wun Duryah Aliyah Au Mabtha Shibtya Asher Asra Al Nabsha Washma Aisha Biyum Shemau Wah Chrish La Wakmu Nunriyah Wasra Asher Asra Al Nabsha Yakmu Wam Biyum Shema Aisha Yinya Auta Wahper At Nadra Asher Aliyah Wat Mabtha Shibtya Asher Asra Al Nabsha Wihwa Yaslach La Winder Al Manah Wagrusha Kul Asher Asra Al Nabsha Yakum Al Yah Wam Bit Isha Nadrah Al Asra Asr Al Nabsha Bushbah Wishma Isha Wah Church La Shanya Atta Wakmu Kul Nadriyah Wakul Asr Asher Asra Al Nabsha Yakum Wam Happer Ipper Atum Isha Biyum Shem'au Kul Mutza Shibtya Landriyah Wal Asr Nipsha la yakum Aisha Hepram Wihwa Yaslaj lah Kul Nadur Wakul Shabat Asr Lanan Napush Aisha Yakyamu Waisha Yapranu Wam Hatrish Yachrish lah Aisha Miyum al Yum Wahkum at Kul Nadriya Au Atkul Asriya Asher al Ya Hakim Atum Ki Hatrish lah Biyum Shem'au Wam Happer Yipper Atum Atri Shem'au Winsha at Auna al Hachkim Asher Twa Yahwa at Masha bin Ish Lashtu bin Ab Rabtu bin Arya Beat Abya. The root thul is a basket, something pendulous, a willow twig, something containing, or salah. Salah is something suspending, something put in the balance. Salah is hanging up or weighing, or knem, tread down, underfoot, a value, something musical, something vibrated, something put in position. So hence, as a word for prayer, these roots here, the SLH of some sort, or SLCH, fulch, cable, ready to forgive, pardon, forgiving, because that's one of the things that you're going after when you pray. But they would stand in one place, they would make gestures, they would vibrate things, they would be particular things, they would face a direction. All that's implied in that term. In Arabic, the term has the meaning also of making contact, but in the Aramea, we have the sense of, being forgiven or acquiring merit or something like that via that term.